Bienvenidos a todos a un nuevo video. Hoy día vamos a jugar, sigue con la aventura principal que nos quedamos y vamos a ello. Palacio flotante. La misteriosa emisaria Ganyu apareció ante ti en la taberna de los tres cuencos. Te informo de que vino la petición de Niwan y te invitó al palacio celestial conocido como el Cámara de Jade. Por ello, Paimon y tú se dirigen a la cordillera Taigen, desde donde se pueden ver la Cámara de Jade a lo lejos. Vamos a navegar.
Look up there! That's the Jade Chamber!
Mira, es la Cámara de Jade. Está muy alto. ¿Cómo vamos a subir?
Hmm. This is bad. Paimon's supposed to be your guide, but Paimon doesn't know where the way up to the Jade Chamber is.
Oh no, Paimon se supone que debe ser tu guía, pero no sabe cómo subir allá. Ahora te diste cuenta, tendríamos que haberle preguntado a la emisaria Ganyu.
Well, since we want to go to the Jade Chamber, heading to its location on the map is the sensible thing to do. Let's look around. There has to be a way up there nearby.
Un trébol de 5 hojas.
Hey, look! There's some sort of mechanism thingy. Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the Jade Chamber.
Este es un lugar correcto, así que debe tener algo que ver con la cámara de Jade. Tal vez es el camino de la cámara de Jade, parece una especie de trampa.
Yes, this must be the way.
Espera. Tírale. Ah, ya. Uy, da miedo. Hoy caerte de acá da miedo, pe güey. Vamos así.
Huh? It only takes us up to here. Aw, if that wind current was stronger, we'd be able to reach the top in one go.
Si esa corriente de viento fuera más fuerte, podríamos llegar hasta la cima. Es mejor que volvamos Liyo y le preguntamos a la Georgamada. Ah, la otra vez, no mames.
Huh? Why?
Porque no debería haber ningún secreto para subir, de lo contrario.
Or... Oh, Paimon gets it! If it was a secret, Ganyu wouldn't have let us try to find it ourselves, right? Alright, let's follow your plan. Then we can... Oh, hang on a moment. Look down there. Looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong Ballista. Paimon has a new idea. Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista?
¿Qué tal si usamos la balista Genshin para propulsarnos a la cámara de Jade? No, gracias, aún no quiero vivir. Paimon, ¿tanto me odia?
Oh, right. This method does seem a bit unsafe.
Por cierto, no tuve en cuenta la seguridad. Recuerdo la balista tema un catalejo.
Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the Guizhong Ballista to see if there's another way up nearby.
¿En serio me va a hacer bajar? ¡Hala!
Is this an answer from this world?
Todos protegidos para llegar acá. Y tengo que ir de nuevo allá, ¿no? ¿Cómo era para bajar rápido?
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
¿Quién se atreve a traspasar este territorio sagrado? Solo veníamos de paso. El territorio sagrado son solo las afueras de la cordillera Tiange.
Exactly. What are you talking about? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like this? No. Wait. Maybe this was Ningguang's plan all along. pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a Millilith ambush here to arrest us!
Pretendió invitarnos a la cámara de Jade, pero en realidad nos tendió una emboscada para que Geormarda nos arrestara. No creo que sea eso. No le hemos explicado que fuimos invitados.
Now Paimon's mad! You! Over there! This is a trick, isn't it? How shameless!
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless?
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders at once!
Well, here they come! Line them up and knock them down!
Windblade!
Ah, venga.
Try not to enjoy this too much.
Incinerate! Boom!
With the wind!
Motion to compel!
Two arms!
¿Más?
Attack!
As a good knight should.
With the triad!
Steady as stone.
Está muy débil todavía, ¿no? La espada.
Attack!
Incinerate! Motion to compel!
Take the target alive!
Visible evidence!
Uy, buena.
Take this!
Me confundo
I
con
must
cuatro
leave no
veces.
stone unturned.
Attack!
Windblade!
Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock.
Boom boom!
Es lo que baja más. ¿Esto creo?
Take the target alive!
Sí, 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 la espada baja más.
With the triad! Two arms! Attack!
Ah, son 3 veces que viene el ataque del enemigo.
Windblade!
Incinerate!
Take the target alive!
Let's spark things up a little.
Boom! Incinerate!
Take
Pass
this!
up a flame! Motion to compel!
Bested!
Stop! What's all this about?
Lady Coaching, these two strange people suddenly appeared. They seem to have designs on the Guizhong Ballista.
Who are you calling strange?
Oye, ¿a quién llama sospechoso? Solo estaba buscando cómo llegar a la cámara de Jade.
You want to go to the Jade Chamber? Who are you? We're invited guests here to look for the Liu Qixing. Who are you?
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liu Qixing.
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect to meet you here in the mountains.
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle of nowhere either.
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair, and yet it was fixed in a single night. I came here to investigate that occurrence. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding? Paimon never would have thought.
Entonces fue un malentendido. Paimon no se lo esperaba. No piensas mucho, ¿cierto, Paimon?
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery, even to the Qixing.
Jeje, ese es porque... no complique más las cosas, Paimon. Solo fue un ajuste por aquí y otro ajuste por allá.
Huh? Oh, right. So, Lady Yuhong, might you have any idea why Lady Tiantren invited us to go to the Jade Chamber?
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue as well.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't you?
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. Perhaps they even wonder if there might be a cover-up. I'll say it like it is. They're underestimating us.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the Adepti.
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us, Qixing? Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does not share it. Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time were quite restrained. Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would call for a council of Adepti rather than come down here directly. How surprisingly civilized of them.
Es inesperado civilizado de su parte. Entonces existe la posibilidad de hablar cordialmente con ellos. Ningua también querrá negociar con ellos.
Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But I doubt we can do that here. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
Another super bold statement.
I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. But you're a good listener, Traveler. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till next year. The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor. Each brings rich gifts as they visit, all to curry a little favor with Ningguang.
Favor?
Ventaja, Paimon, ese no es lo importante. Paimon, estamos hablando en serio.
But... Wait, that's right. Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get one. Not to curry favor or anything, just to respect Liyue's culture.
Eso es, llevar un obsequio es parte de la cultura de Liyue. No pretendemos que nos dé ninguna ventaja, solo estamos respetando las tradiciones de Liyue. ¡Qué entusiasmada!
All right. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. Let me tell you how to get to the Jade Chamber first. You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Find a guide at the Yuehai Pavilion, and... well then. May we meet again, Traveler.
Well, that Yuhong may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool person.
Vaya, aunque el equilibrio terrenal no respeta a los dioses, Paimon tiene la impresión de que es una persona extraordinaria. Yo también tengo una buena impresión de ella. Estoy de acuerdo con lo que dices.
So, what should we give to Ningguang when we see her?
Por cierto, ¿qué deberíamos llevar a ningún? Otra vez de vuelta al obsequio.
Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night. Sugar-frosted slime! Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a super rich person like Ningguang. Why don't we go with that for a gift?
¿Qué tal si escogemos eso como obsequio? ¿Tienes la receta? ¿Y cómo hacemos esa cosa que soñaste?
Nope! But Paimon's sure that we just need to make it with some boom shakalaka. Let's go gather ingredients. Time waits for no one, and neither will our riches.
Habrá mucho diálogo que hasta la clima cambió, güey. El equilibrio que dijo. Busca la materia que requiere Paimon.
Ooh, look at that slime. It looks crystal
No quiero
clear
pelear.
and very delicious.
Y ahora sí, podemos pelear.
That's the one.
Leave it all to me.
Respeta, ¿por qué no respeta? No quiero pelear, no quiero pelear.
With the wind!
¿Que no muere todavía?
Motion to compel. Huh? Is it just Paimon? Or is there a sweet fragrance in the air? Huh? Did you hear that?
Además, ¿oíste este sonido? Suena como si alguien estuviera pidiendo ayuda. Suena como si alguien estuviera cantando.
No! That was definitely someone in trouble. It came from those ruins over there. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure hoarders have locked someone inside.
Ladrones, ladrones. ¿Y ataque sorpresa? Uy, no, no salió el ataque sorpresa.
Boom boom! Inadmissible evidence! Incinerate! Motion to compel!
I must leave no stone.
Yeah! You're open!
Hey, come a little closer.
Ah, la espada baja más.
Wind blade! Yeah! Done.
Tengo la llave de la jaula.
Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders, when their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet flowers. When they were in a bad mood, they'd rearrange my face.
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us all at once or anything.
I understand. Don't worry, I will compensate you both.
Ajá, lo entiendo, no se preocupen, se lo pagaré. De verdad no hace falta.
Don't say that. I only escaped this predicament because of you. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I often walk around these mountains in search of antiques. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Before I knew it, they'd caught and imprisoned me. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it. Well, as long as you want what I have to offer, of course.
Hay algo que le hace falta. Antigüedades, tesoros, tengo todo tipo de artilugios. Siempre y cuando le guste que le tengo. Claro está. Sus buenas intenciones son suficientes.
Wait a moment. Actually, we are looking for something.
Oh? And what might that be?
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping service in the 7 nations. Now just give me a moment and I'll let the boss know. You can go see her whenever you require that box.
Great! Paimon's sugar-frosted slime now comes in a beautiful package.
Se ve a la tienda de joyas de Mixing.
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have some new items in.
told us that we could get a nice and shiny box from your store.
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for saving him. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to continue doing business. Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history. It's already been cleaned. Will it do?
Yep. It's great! Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other thing?
Sure, please help yourselves, as long as it's on our shelves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack. It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime! Carefully now. Into the box it goes and dust it over with a bit more powdered sugar.
Oh yes, you might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decorations too.
Woohoo! It looks beautiful!
Genial, se ve hermoso. Por una razón no tengo la conciencia tranquila.
Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the Jade Chamber to see Ningguang.
Y ahora busca el guía de la cámara de Jade.
According to Kuching, this is what we should say. Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guests that Lady Ningguang has arranged to meet with today?
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuheng. What's going on here?
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
It's Ningguang! Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift. I hope you like it.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guests.
Oh no, it's nothing.
No fue nada, la cámara de Jade es magnífica. Es la primera vez que vengo a un lugar tan alto.
This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly extend it. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations.
Tengo la convicción de que un día su sombra eclipsará las 7 naciones. Qué ambicioso es el equilibrio celestial.
Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait, was Vergoldet one of your people?
Just Vergoldet? No. Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours.
¿Qué dijo Paimon? Hace poco me encontré con el equilibrio terrenal.
At the Guizhang Ballista, yes?
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time, were you?
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest.
No bastó con nuestros ojos y nuestros oídos. Después de todo, son ustedes dos personas muy interesantes. Es normal sentir interés por ustedes. Genshin dijo que las 7 estrellas no le desean el mal a Repis Lapis.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings.
Habla con Ningguang. ¿Otra vez? Estamos hablando.
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War.
Supongo que han oído hablar la guerra de los arcontes. Me suena.
Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood was shed, and many lives were lost. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tevat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue, but the Order of the 7 will not collapse simply because of that. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods and Adepti will surely be different from before. Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the certain repercussions?
Aún estando en una nueva era, las 7 estrellas pertenecíamos a los días en que Relapis existía. ¿De verdad nos creen capaces de haber sido cómplices de su muerte? De no haber previsto las repercusiones de ello. Pero entonces, ¿por qué resguardan la Esubia?
That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there, you no doubt saw. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand. Hiding the Exuvio was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes scurry about.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
Dímelo tu viajero, ¿es él? Tienen que ser él.
Huh? What are you two talking about?
Well answered. The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests within are complete, so please, this way.
What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
No, hablar con ella.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first. Naturally.
Los invité como amigos. Cuando las amistades vienen a visitar, lo más importante es que disfrute su estancia. Eso de ahí es.
Whoa! Isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets. But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really, and I think you're quite aware of that. If possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching...
Sin embargo, si tuviera que escoger a alguien de confianza entre Kenchi y yo, entre tú, que crees en los dioses y ella, la prefiero a ella, que es escéptica de las divinidades.
You'd pick Kuching? Nah, I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power.
No puedo negar que la muerte de Red Lápiz puede ser beneficiosa para las 7 estrellas, pero por el bien de Liyue no podemos quedarnos de brazos cruzados ante los rumores. Supongo que los Fatui están detrás de estos rumores.
Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something similar to the incident in Mondstadt. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, I cannot be too concerned with appearances when opposing them. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for the rite so they could use us for their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
Ay, me escucho que los huéspedes que traen obsequios tienen algo a cambio. ¿Eso nos excluye a nosotros? Ay, ¿me puedes dejar de pensar en eso por un momento?
It's all right. I like direct people. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You can pick any one object here as you please, and you may take it with you.
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that! Let's see, what should we get? One of the sheets on that wall!
Queremos unos papeles del muro.
Don't look at Paimon like that! One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail. Just imagine how much more a whole untorn sheet would sell for. Let's grab one, the biggest one.
¿Que tomemos uno más grande ese?
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go with that one. La 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 la. Let's see what's written on it. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Whatever it is, it better make us filthy rich. Let's see what's written over here. Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research, copy. Huh? Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered traces of classified Fatui research on the Sigil of Permission. Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue, spreading rumors, wanting to get their hands on the Archon's body and whatnot. But research on the Sigil of Permission? Paimon wonders what they're up to. Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out.
Debe haber alguna conexión entre el sello del permiso y tú, Yami. Parece que aún hay mucho por descubrir. Veo muchas casualidades juntas aquí. Claramente Ningguang está tratando de llevarnos ahí.
Oh, you really think so? Well, should we not go then?
Bueno, entonces será mejor que vayamos. No tengo otra idea.
Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the truth of what she says for ourselves. That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon thinks she's been nothing but good to us. Anyway, we'll see if you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers and see if the Fatui really are up to no good there.
Puro de informe de la cámara de Jade. El lugar marcado en la nieve de papel.
There really were Fatui at the location written down on this piece of paper. And they look really
Creo que
mad
es
at
agua,
us
¿no?
too.
Rato.
Boom boom!
You're not going anywhere.
Leave it all to me.
Let's end this quickly.
Ah, pero es rayo, pero rayo no lo baja, pero.
Let's not waste time.
Incinerate!
Este sí le baja porque es agua.
Wrap up a flame! Motion to compel!
As a good knight should.
With the wind!
I must leave no stone unturned.
Boom boom!
Waste time. Let's end this quickly.
Motion to compel!
It's time for a flash freeze. Now you're not going anywhere. Frozen food.
¿Qué?
Incinerate! Boom boom!
Uy.
Frozen descent.
Motion to compel!
No, vale, se unió todo, fe.
Flash freeze.
Incinerate!
You're not going anywhere.
Inadmissible evidence!
Bien, eliminé uno, faltan dos. Está llena. A ver qué tengo nuevo. Es rato, todavía no utilicé esto. Cientos de daño. Electricidad que le bajaba. Fuego le bajaba también, pe.
Let's not
Sí,
waste
me
time.
acuerdo.
Motion to compel!
Bien, tú no lo bajas.
In this quickly. What an audience.
Hoy tan lejos bajar.
That's
¿Quién baja? Yo no me acuerdo. El otro sí le baja al fuego.
use this.
Le baja un poco más nomás.
That's going back in the wash. Boom, boom! Motion to compel. Ha. Tsa. Ha. Jia. Ha. Ha. Tsa.
In this quickly.
Hoy pero un ratito porque te pones muy agresivo.
Tsa. Ha. Jia. Jia. Tsa. Ha.
Hoy no lo baja. ¿A ti te baja eléctrico? A ver.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer.
Disappear!
In this quickly.
Motion to compel.
Use this first.
Ay, no lo bajaste.
That's going back in the wash. Steady as stone.
Let's not waste time. That's
Windblade!
in this quickly. What an annoyance.
With the wind!
In this quickly. I guess.
Ahora te escapas cuando te quedas solo. Oso, ahí sí. Te vas solita.
Windblade!
Load of this.
Ahora peor. No tienes amigos.
Try not to enjoy this too much.
Not survive.
Time to clean up.
Counterattack. This was well done.
Al mismo geo le doy el geo, no sé ya. Ahora peor, ahora. Yo creo que estás arriba.
This was well done. You
Ah,
need
no,
to hurry
estoy
up.
Spiro. Spiro baja electricidad, creo.
Roasted.
O el agua, el agua, el agua, el agua.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. You're in for a little shock. You're in for a little shock.
Well done.
No, 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 electricidad, voy a seguir con la electricidad.
Come a little closer. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. You're in for a little shock. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. Come a little closer.
This was well done.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. Come a little closer.
Me he demorado demasiado. Vamos y después vamos a otros. Vamos un rato. ¿Sigue él? Ah, vamos acá.
There are so many talismans here. And
¿Cuán-
some stacks of blank paper too.
¿Cuántos talismanes? Y
What are
también
they
hay...
for?
¿Cuántos talismanes? Y también hay algunos papeles en blanco. ¿Para qué son? Parece que se copiaron ellos el patrón de los talismanes. Quizá está tratando de reproducirse uno.
Paimon's seen this pattern before. But where? Oh, Paimon knows! It looks just like the sigil of permission the child gave you. But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child? Suspicious.
Pero, ¿cómo podría una reliquia que los adeptos termine en manos de alguien como Nobile? Es muy sospechoso. No es solo una reliquia.
Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Geo created the Sigil of Permission, it wasn't to be used as some old relic. Talismans like that were once used in the Archon War to channel divine powers. Maybe the Fatui are copying the Sigil of Permission in hopes of achieving a similar effect. Being able to channel divine power in battle? Whew, that sounds pretty dangerous.
Poder de canalizar un poder divino en la batalla suena demasiado peligroso. No hay duda que los Faitus están tramando algo. Este documento podría ser parte de un plan muy grande. Mucho más grande.
And the plot thickens. We'll need to keep an eye on Child, that's for sure. Alright, that's enough sticking around here. We gotta go meet up with Zhang Li soon. The last stop on our rite of parting preparations tour is Dihua Marsh. Let's go! Paimon hates being late.
Reúnete con Songli en el pantano de Uhua.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago. Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
It was so big and pretty and expensive. Paimon's never seen such a fancy-schmancy place before.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust? What did you talk about with her?
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's very friendly.
Es súper rica, es muy generosa. Paimon piensa que es muy amable. La amabilidad es el arma de las personas de negocio.
Yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. He thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
Oh, so you also met with Keqing then? What did she have to say?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart, though they are both members of the Qixing. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions.
Aunque es amable, no hay forma de saber a ciencia cierta sus verdaderas intenciones. Ningguang es muy lista. Ningguang es muy ambiciosa.
Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No ordinary person could ever achieve that. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan, she would never give up the Jade Chamber.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to her then?
Why, Mora, of course.
El Mora, por supuesto. Eso tiene sentido. ¿Por qué no me sorprende?
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been trying to sink their fingers into Liyue, and that they aren't to be trusted.
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least.
Así son los Faitui. Me sorprende lo más mínimo. Y ahora están tratando de producir el sello del permiso.
No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when dealing with the Fatui. Always be on your guard.
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Diwa Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Today, we'll be gathering wild glaze lilies.
Glaze lilies? But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Eugene Terrace have some? Even Chingsa Village has glaze lilies. Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to flowers. Maybe we could ask her.
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by people. They won't do it all. Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower that listens to human song. Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded, turning it into the marsh you see now. Nearly all the glaze lilies were wiped out. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. But very few people know that glaze lilies may still be found in the wild. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, we must grind up the wild lilies and place the powder in a censer of everlasting incense. But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers.
Pero necesitaré tu ayuda para recoger estas flores. ¿Necesitas que las recoja? ¿Necesitas que cante?
No, I need you to sing to them. Singing to the flowers will make them more fragrant.
So how good is your singing?
Ya me cantas bien. Bueno, más o menos. Soy todo un profesional.
Really? Why doesn't Paimon believe you?
We'll only know once he starts singing.
Busca lire de cristal salvaje con Songri.
It's time to sing whenever you're ready.
Es hora de cantar cuando estés listos. ¿Gen?
Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They look really angry. Is it because you sang a song for Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue?
With the wind!
Inadmissible evidence! Steady as stone. As a good knight should. Motion to compel.
Let's spark things up a little.
Incinerate. Motion to compel. Keep within the law. Boom!
Windblade!
Motion to compel. Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
Eso no era un lírico de cristal. Un lírico de cristal no atacaría a las personas. Qué flores tan agresivas.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. These petals look interesting. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's collect what we can of these petals.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those petals be useful for the rite of parting?
Unfortunately, no.
That's so lame.
Excuse
Excuse me. Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey! It's... What's her face? Paimon can't remember.
Ah, eres tú, no. Olvidé su nombre. Saludos, Yango.
Yangu? Who's that? You've completely forgotten my name, haven't you? Ah, that reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
No, encontramos el camino por nuestra cuenta. Quizá olvidaste mencionarlo porque todo el mundo sabe llegar. Supongo que fue nuestra culpa por no preguntar.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
Huh. Something seems a little off about Ganyu. She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her serious attitude now?
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flowers.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the city?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it. Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the gardens.
Oh, sorry. We shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed my emotions yet. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis. It's truly a changing of the guard.
Anju, cuando la guerra de los arcontes terminó, los primeros 7 arcontes se reunían en Liyue a beber con Rey Lápiz. Pero 5 de ellos murieron antes que Rey Lápiz, lo que supuso un gran cambio. ¿Eso significa qué?
Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago. Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. She is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his passing. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid farewell to its deity.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This is a little sudden. As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed, the time of Liyue's contract with the gods and Adepti has now reached its end.
Huh? Did you just say, as an Adeptus?
Yes, I am a mix of human and Chilean. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day.
Cuando terminó la guerra, firmé un contrato con Rex Lapis y asumí el cargo de secretaria para los 7 estrellas. Desde entonces he cumplido con ese deber hasta el día de hoy. Ah, eso explica por qué tienes cuernos. Ahora entiendo por qué te olvidas de contarnos las cosas.
Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say that you are here looking for glaze lilies? I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself. Here, you may have it if you wish.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too. Thanks, Ganyu.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now. Good luck.
And that just about does it. Our preparations for the rite of parting are mostly finished. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than one.
Dejé la tarea de recoger lirios de cristal para el final porque imaginé que sería sencillo. Y así ha sido. Songri debería abrir su propia floristería.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, the stress of it all only wears away at you over time. So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself. If left unchecked, the wear and tear on your heart may go well past mending.
Wow. See? Zhongli sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor now. Huh? What happened? The city gate is swarming with Millilith and...
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you. Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Parece que las cosas están a punto de estallar en Liyue. ¿Qué podemos hacer? No podemos quedarnos de brazos cruzados.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment. Consider your next course of action carefully, Traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for the fuse first.
Whew. Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the double-edged sword. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse?
¿Qué quiso decir Zhongli con buscar el detonante? Nobili, el chico pelirrojo, el chico rico que pagó todo por nosotros ahora.
Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something really bad. But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
¿Dónde iría en un momento como este? Ven conmigo, solo hay un lugar al que podría ir. Choque de intereses, dirígete a la Casa Dorada. Sombra dorada, equipamiento 37, buscando la verdad, llega hasta el centro del vórtice. Aquello que te espera en medio de oro es...
Wow! This is the Golden House? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And so full of mora. This is where all of Tibet's mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few mora go missing.
Aquí es donde se acuña todo el mora de Teibal. Después de todo, no se darán cuenta si faltan unas moras. Si mueves un dedo estamos acabados. Si fuera tan fácil habría vaciado este lugar hace mucho tiempo.
Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right? Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of mora. It's like a dream come true.
O mejor aún, podemos tomar una siesta cubierto por una montaña de moras. Es como un sueño hecho realidad, jejeje. Será mejor que primero inspeccionemos la Esubia. Tengo un extraño presentimiento sobre este lugar.
Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding something as important as the Exuvia. Huh? Look! What happened here?
Yami, mira, ¿qué pasó aquí? Es la Geormada. Parece haber perdido el conocimiento.
Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way.
Pero desafortunadamente no son más que un jato de incompetentes y están en mi camino. ¿Cómo llegaste aquí? Veo que llegué justo el momento indicado.
Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires.
Ella tendrá lo que desea. No lo permitiré. No dejaré que te acerques a la Exuvia.
I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am oh so delighted to be sharing with you. The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her actions. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along, to feel the thrill of battle. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because if you ask me, without that, what else is there?
Nunca podrás vencerme, ni siquiera en sueños. Disfruta la emoción de la batalla. ¿Sabe a los que me refiero, cierto? Que nunca podré vencerte, eso ya lo veremos.
Fighting talk, I love it. Now let's see you live up to it. This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
You're in for a little shock.
So quick to flee.
You're in for a little shock.
Try this.
Tira. Ah, te proteges con el agua. El hielo es fuerte.
Crackle the flame! Boom boom!
So quick to flee. Try this.
¿Por qué no le da al enemigo? Se tira por el otro lado. Mira. Se me demoró un montón.
Steady as stone.
Tengo que acercarme, de verdad me va a ganar.
A fine opportunity. Try
Motion to
this.
compel.
So quick to flee. A clear shot.
Boom boom! Motion to compel.
Run all you like. How unbecoming.
Incinerate!
Ready?
Ah, ya entendí cómo atacarte ya. Estoy leyendo tu patrón ya. Pero ¿por qué das ahí? No mames.
Boom boom! Motion to compel.
Astral Voyager.
But my defense was watertight.
Careful.
Rato, uy, ¿viste?
Time for your arraignment. Incinerate.
Así funciona.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Cowering already.
A ver, por lo menos si te baja esto.
Boom boom.
Uy, 6.
Motion to compel.
No, no, ya está muerta ya.
Incinerate.
Guess I should take you more seriously. Good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself.
¿Qué es eso?
This
¿Otra
is
habilidad?
about to get tough. Now, show me what you
Yo no
can
te
do
puedo
against the might of a
tumbar.
harbinger.
But my
No estaba
defense was
preparado para esta
watertight.
batalla.
Boom boom! Motion to compel.
Si te acercas es mejor, pe. ¿Eh?
Something else catch your eye?
Boom boom!
Porque le das mejor, pe, si se acerca. Más ventaja para mí.
Incinerate! Inadmissible evidence! Boom boom! The law.
Ay, cómo lees mi movimiento, ¿no?
Steady as stone. Time to clean up.
¿Puedo hacer daño con esto? Ah, se lo bajo mucho daño.
I must leave no motion to compel. Boom boom!
Got you.
Salta. Ok, sí.
Motion to compel.
Salta. ¿Qué? ¿Venció?
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing it to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
¿Qué? ¿Lo combinas los dos? Igual el juego hace daño, pero el juego. A ver, ya no tengo cura, eso es lo malo.
Not bad. But this is going to cost you! Yeah!
Ya perdí.
Steady as stone. Incinerate!
Déjate ganar, fe. Te ganó bien.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now! Don't make me take it from you!
Pero dale bien, fe. No vale así, yo. Voy a salir que se acercar. Se acerca. No. Creo que va a bajar bastante. No. Dale bien, caracho. Ah, pero lo que no te ayude es eso, fe. Es que tú eres poderoso, mira. Yo sé que ese ataque va a bajar bastante. Está bien que te acerques, pero tu patrón todavía no me la aprendas.
Boom boom! Ha! Ja! Sia!
Es que no tengo bárbara.
Motion to compel!
Todo es broma, todo es broma. Oh, voy a comer algo. No, voy a comer algo. Voy a comer esto. Voy a comer defensa. Aumenta la protección de escudo de todos los miembros de escudo durante... Sí, porque tú eres poderosa, se ve, ¿no? A la mierda. Eso que me metí escudo.
Boom boom! Motion to compel!
No, contigo es otro nivel. No. Uy, me olvidé de ese ataque. Ese ataque poderoso. Ese ataque que no te dé, para mí es el más poderoso que todos. Uy, no. ¿Qué haces? No tengo cura. No sabía que era un enemigo así. Mira, no falles.
Incinerate!
Uy, ¿cómo me haces daño? Ya sabía ya.
Jury.
¿Puedes hacerte daño con esto? Con tu... Tienes agua, pe.
Someone needs assistance.
Ah, ya tengo idea ya.
With the wind!
Va a estar difícil ganarlo así, ¿no?
Wind blade!
Ah, también el viento le... Ah, ahora sí. Es que ese ataque baja bien. Al medio acá.
Wind blade!
Corre. Hay que esperar que Nobile... Oh, su buena. Qué buena escapada.
Wind blade!
Córrete nomás. ¿Dónde está? Ah, mi espada también baja bien. Córrete. Ya estoy leyendo tu patrón ya. No, mala idea.
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be?
Última fase fue fuerte. Era cambiarlo, no sabía. Por electricidad, hielo, fuego, nobile y... ¿Cómo se llama el otro? Ah, y el personaje principal. Ah, sí, no sabía, ¿ves? Eres mucho más fuerte de lo que pensó Sinora. ¿Cómo es posible? Porque estamos reuniendo los poderes de los 7 elementos. Es porque estamos restaurando mi poder original.
You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
¿Qué quieres decir que Res Lapis todavía vive? ¿Los restos eran falsos?
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept away in the process. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve myself with the weak. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyan's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Oh, lo recuerdo. Sabíamos que los Fatui lo estaban investigando. Lo he visto con mis propios ojos. No solo eso, está tratando de duplicarlo.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing.